Hey Monica, okay, so this is the pasta Sculptura, and I'm just gonna, for the video, use the cream pasta, the turquoise one, just for fun. Okay, if you put this by itself, I'm just gonna show you the differences, okay? Just so you can see the results you're gonna get. Usually when you use the cream Sculptura, you need to mix it a little. Oh, hope I can get this in the camera for you. There. See, if you were just to put that in a stencil like that, you're going to get this kind of texture. So when you use this, from my experience, and I love this stuff, on a stencil, it's better you play with it first and mix it up. But I'm just going to show you the differences, okay? So that's a close-up of it. And just for the purposes for this video, I'm going to throw it on this black page so you can see it better. Mix this up a little bit so it's more pliable. And go only one direction, okay? Because if you go in other directions, you're going to end up smearing it and it's going to pull everywhere. Got to use a little bit of force in there and just pull it across. If you want thicker areas, just go lightly across it, but it's still going to push it down and you'll have thicker grooves there. Or if you want skinnier ones, you can pull it across. Okay. That's the Sculptura by itself. It's thicker. Okay. Let me clean this stencil off real quick. Okay, so that's that, okay? Now let's just go for the purposes of this. I'm going to take the Sculptura. Just spread it around a little so it's kind of like frosting. It's thicker. You can see the consistency of it. Let me pull a little bit of that cream paste in here so you can see the difference. Okay, this is the new colored cream pastes. Cindy said they were a little bit runnier. I've only tried using it once before. There you go. See, it's a little bit runnier. If you take this and you can mix these together. So instead of having like a thick toothpaste, it's going to give you a little bit creamier consistency, but you got to play with it a little bit, okay? It's kind of like if you're mixing buttercream frosting and you want those peaks and valleys to be there. It depends on what texture you're looking for. Okay. I want that a little bit thicker. It's a little bit too runny for me. I love playing with this stuff. You can also put these in molds too. But you got to keep in mind you can't use a really thick mold. You're going to have to use your thinner ones, like your doily lace molds and stuff like that. Because that's what I'll end up doing with the leftovers from this. Okay, so here it's kind of like a frosting, but not so thick. But the best thing to do is play with it. Just got this new stencil in today. We'll give it a try on there. It's kind of a strange stencil. But it's so I can make thicker pieces. I had a guy laser print this for me. Just remember, when you're doing stencils, always stay in one direction. Otherwise, you're going to get problems later on. And it's a good habit just to get into. See how thick that is? But see how it smooths so much better. Okay. Look at that. See how that just peaks up right there? That's like so freaky. All right. I'm going to clean the stencil off. So you just want a thin one, you can just go this way one direction. This is for a really thick stencil. Probably can't see it, but it's about 1/16 of an inch high. There. All right. Hope that helps. Hey, Monica. I'm going to add one more video on there for you. So Antonios is teaching us to use gesso. I've not done it before, so you'll see me do it first time. So this is one of his things. I'm just doing it on regular black construction paper. I got that other book drawing. So you can use Stamperia's gesso. It acts like a modeling paste. And this stuff is actually really cool. I've seen Antonios do it several times in the classes and on one of his videos too, just recently. This gives you some nice texture and it dries fast too. Smooth. I'm just doing the full thing. Normally you just do sections, but I just wanted to show that to you. Because I thought that was really cool. Oops. Messy. Don't like messes. Look how crisp and clean that is. I'm cleaning the other one off real quick. I don't ever throw this stuff away. You can use it for so many other things. But the nice thing I like about this, you clean the stencil off and you can just use the stencil over the stencil. Because it's your gesso. Okay, hope that helps. So, to answer your question, again, I was showing you different ideas, okay? So, we're going to go back to this stencil because it wasn't so thick. That other one, I think, was a little bit too thick for me to show you an example on. So, we're going to open this back up and I'm going to show you one more time. So, when you're working with this paste, it's really thick, you see? It ain't going nowhere. You can make, you know, your flowers and stuff off of this. Okay, so just put it down. And you're going to want to work it until it softens up before you put it on your stencil. But keep in mind, as soon as you get done with this on your stencil, you get it to the faucet right away because it's really hard to get that stencil clean once it's been on there. And wash it with, rinse it off first with warm water. Don't go hot. Because, you know, Dantella shows how to make flowers out of this. And she's really good with Sculptura paste, but this is going to make a harder consistency. It's not creamy like your most modeling pastes. Okay, so here, you got it. Just put it on there, press it down, pull it across. Because you don't want really thick peaks. I mean, I don't know if you're going for high peaks or just the stencil itself. But you saw me do it with gesso just a second ago. You saw me do it on the high peaks. This one's going to be a low peak. You're just going to really want to control what you're doing. You always want to hold it like this. Now, if you keep adding and adding, it's going to start scraping it off. You can see that's going on right now. But I want you to see the full effect of it. That's why I put it on just regular construction paper. Plus, it's good for me to reference back to myself. All right. Get rid of the excess. So basically, it's the same thing like when you're filling your molds. On your video you made, when you did all your little molds with your silicone, same thing. Just keep scraping it off there. Try to stay in one direction. I'm sure you're more experienced at that than me because I still haven't gotten the silicone molds done yet. This will dry faster the thinner it is. Okay. There you go. And I'll be back to show you the difference in thicknesses. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so they're not dry all the way. See, you can still touch it. This is the gesso one from Stamperia. I don't know if you can see the textures are really sharp and clean with that. So again, it depends on what you're going for. Learned that from Antonios. Okay. I learned a lot this summer actually from Antonios and Vasilius. Okay, and now this is going to be your Sculptura paste. Okay, I don't know if you can see it from the side. It's almost kind of like a paper paste. It's different. I know you probably noticed that before too. This one actually dries pretty fast. This one's kind of like a texture paste from Finnabar. But this one you can make the flowers with, so it's totally different. It takes differently. Okay, so that was the second one. Okay, now here's our first one. This is crazy. I mean, if you want to do some serious stuff on a canvas, there you go. Now remember, the blue one was a cream paste and the Sculptura together. And the white bubbles was the Sculptura by itself with different textures and heights. Yeah, you have to excuse my voice. I have a sinus infection. I hope that answers your question. If you need more help with something or you want to see something else, just ask me. Okay, bye.